Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Bobby with Lastswimcustoms, and thanks for coming out to hang out with me here today. We're going to be taking a look at a system from Epic Bait Molds, and when I say system, I just mean it's a body mold with a tail mold, and I'm just going to call it a system just because they work so well together. What we're going to be taking a look at is not overly exciting. It is a classic stick bait, a 5-inch. I previewed the angled rib here on the channel before, but this is the classic and it is the bigger 8 cavity, which is super nice. If you're like me and you're making baits to sell, you don't want to have multiple molds lined up just to do one bag of baits. So it's kind of nice to be able to just open it up, get that 8-pack of worms and do it in one shot. So we have that to check out. I'll show you a better video of this here in a minute over there. And we have the tail mold, which I've also shown here on the channel, because this tail mold will also work with the angled rib if you happen to have one. So yeah, this is the 20 cavity tail mold for this, and this is the 8 cavity 5-inch stick bait. So we're going to mix up some colors. I'm going to do some black and blue today. I come up with a really cool color I call Ghost, and it's like a smoke color with a red flake. So I'm going to use that same recipe to get the smoke color, but instead of red, I'm going to add blue and get a really cool smoke color with some blue flake, and do it with a blue tail, so that'll kind of give you that black and blue vibe that's always been known to be so good. But let's check out something else real quick. Now, I am not afraid to say when another company has amazing products, and these 6 cents panoramas are freaking sweet. Like, that is an incredible looking bait. I bought it in 2 colors. Let me see if I can figure out which colors is which. This is the live gizzard shad here. That is freaking sweet. And this is the 4K shad. And I am so excited to take these out and go fishing with these. As soon as I saw there was a shop around here that actually had these, I ordered them the moment they dropped because I've been waiting for these. I got these for $6.99 a pack, which is a lot for 3 baits, but I think they're going to hold up good, and they look so real. And because they're brand new, I can practically guarantee that none of my little local lakes around here, the fish have never seen these. So really excited to try that. Figured I'd share that with you guys because that is pretty freaking awesome. All right, let's get some plastic heated up and make some baits. So one thing that's super nice about having this setup, and what I would highly recommend that you do, it's nice when you have colors hot to be able to just go ahead and shoot some tails. And with stick baits, they're not really going to get bent up as far as the little bitty tails go. So if you can keep a little box around, a lot of us have these little spare tackle trays. That's all I use, and just throw my tails in these. And then when you do want to make stick baits, you will have a lot of colors of tails just already made, ready to go. And it doesn't take barely any plastic to shoot this mold. So if you have just a little bit left in your cup and you're not sure what you want to do with it, just shoot your tail mold, throw them in the box, and when you get ready to make stick baits next time, you'll be good to go. But this is the blue color I'm going to be using. I had to tone it down a little bit. It was a little bright for my liking, considering the flake I'm going to be using. But yeah, simple as that. We have 20 tails made now. I'm going to go ahead and shoot this a few more times and throw some of them in this box. And then we will do some smoke and blue colored bodies for these. As well, I do already have some chartreuse tails made. So I think what we're going to do with the chartreuse tails is shoot the blue craw over the chartreuse. So we'll check that out here in a minute too. Okay, let's crack these open before I forget and get too carried away with making baits here. This is the blue tails. There we go. This is a mica powder color. I don't know if you can tell from looking at this, but it is a mica powder color. with a little bit of blue added. So another thing that's really nice about having the tail mold with this is because of the way the worm is designed that it doesn't have a lot of contours, you can put the tails in here without having any worm oil, which keeps your hands clean. And it's kind of nice when you don't want to be wiping your hands on something all the time, that you can just slide them in here without having to put that on your hands or have to wear gloves or anything like that. They just slide right in there, and it is fast and efficient. And then all we're going to do is add some blue. This is 1/24. Add some Blue Flake here. Drizzle some of that over there. And that is exactly what we're looking for. Okay, so upon a little further inspection, I wasn't happy with how that looked, so I increased it to 15 drops for 2 cups because it just wasn't dark enough, and I think now we're going to be a lot closer to what we need to be. It was just too clear. I used that Epic Bait Molds test block and poured some in it, and it didn't look right. So like I said, we went to 15 drops for 2 cups, and we'll see how that looks. I just wasn't comfortable with it how it was. It's like, you know, I don't want it to be too see-through because it just looks weird if you get it too clear. I don't necessarily want it to be black, but I want it to be dark enough that it has at least a little bit of contrast against the background in the water. Because you get it too clear, it's just going to blend into the water, and that's not really what we want to do. I think this is going to be a lot closer though. Okay, let's crack these open and see if our little bit of a change here was sufficient. Well, we definitely achieved black, at least it looks like it in the mold. Let me throw a glove on real fast. I think it'll be a little more clear when we lift it up to the light, but we'll just have to see. That is what we got going for at least part of it. Okay, let's take these out of the mold and see what we got going here. See if it changes when we hold it up to the light. Yeah, you can see through them. That's what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of sun to come through them. You can see the background there. And that is just enough. You still get that killer black and blue, but you get that little bit of a shade smoke color that comes through when you hold it up to the light. Okay, so it's a little easier to see right there. You can see a lot more of the light coming through it. And yeah, that was kind of what I wanted. I wanted a little bit of translucency, but not enough that it looked clear and kind of weird with those blue tails. Alright, I think we're going to use these Chartreuse tails here. They should make a good combination with that blue Craw, so we're just going to see how that goes. Okay, let's crack this mold open here, see what we can do. That is a good looking color. Yeah, that is exactly what I thought it was going to be. Pretty similar to the slouch. See if I can get those straightened up here. And let's check it out. It almost has like a weird green pumpkin look to it when you get it in certain lights, and then you get it in this light and it looks pretty good with that blue Craw. The brown really comes through in that mold, but when you pick it up, it really turns more blue like this. Yeah, that is a lot more blue there. Crazy that that color can change that much. Really big fan of those for sure. Okay, so this is what we come up with. This is that first color. Looks absolutely amazing. Big fan of that color for sure, and those two match extremely well. I like this color just as much though. This is the blue Craw that we just shot, and it just, I don't know, there's just something about it with that blue coming through there. In certain lights it almost looks like a green pumpkin, but then you get it up into some light and all that blue comes out of there, and it just looks pretty dang good. So that's going to wrap up our kind of a first look impressions on the 5-inch classic stickbait, as well as kind of a little bit of a revisit on this classic tail mold. And they have been a great combo here in the shop. I've run them for a couple days now, and they have been absolutely killer setup. And it just pairs really nicely if you have both of these, and it gives you a few more options versus cutting and putting them in there, which I mean that works too, but you might have a little better adhesion to the tails if you have that little bit of extra plastic sticking out versus a flush cut. If you want to pick up any baits that we made today or any other day, as you can see, we're getting a pretty good inventory here, and I've got some racks over here as well. As you probably saw in the last video, we're offering swim jigs, so they'll just be kind of hit and miss as we feed them into the store and they sell, but definitely keep checking back if we don't have exactly what you're looking for. If you want to pick up any of the awesome molds we used today, there'll be a link in the description to Epic Bait Molds, along with a link to the store where you can pick up anything that you might fancy. So definitely check that out. Appreciate all you guys watching and all the orders that come through from you guys. It definitely makes it a whole lot easier for me to be able to keep doing this and check out new things on the channel. I bought this mold. This mold wasn't sent to me, so that's kind of part of what you guys are paying for. This is something that we get to check out here because of the money that you guys send through orders. So big thanks there, and I appreciate every one of you who like, comment, watch the videos, hang out on Instagram and all that good stuff. So appreciate you watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.